level of consciousness will make you be able to perceive this amount of information. Okay guys, welcome back to another video, and I'm happy to be able to I just needed continuity, you understand? So I'm just happy. I'm glad that even despite I'm not feeling too well, I'm still able to give you guys some mental spiritual experiences for your mental elevation day to day, you understand? So just strap up for the mental ride. I'm your host. Beasley was the soft sage, also the world living ambassador. So you already know I'm giving you guys an mental spiritual experience. Today's video is the part 2 of my series, A Study on Consciousness. And you can see from the name is Divinity and Consciousness. You can see that, okay, I'm going to be unlocking the psyche behind divinity and consciousness, okay? And you can see that clearly that most of the times, or I don't know if you guys have noticed, but they mostly link divinity to consciousness. Like they are one and the same, okay? But most people don't understand this much. Consciousness and divinity, they are from the same line, but because you don't have the understanding in the first place, you'll be thinking it's different. Now let me explain. This is the part 2 of the series, okay? The other parts I will explain on the levels of consciousness. While this one now, I'm going to explain what consciousness is about, okay? So consciousness now is linking with divinity, and it also links with your level of understanding. Okay, let me touch deeply on this now. Let me touch deeply on this, guys. Just chill, relax, okay? Strap up, okay? So divinity and consciousness. I'm going to talk about what differentiates this in the first place, okay? So somebody that doesn't have any, somebody, let me just say somebody that is asleep, that doesn't have any inclination or understanding of what goes on, like person will go to church, the person will go to church or go to any religious center, okay, and feel one kind of presence, okay, maybe you might feel and maybe you might not feel, okay, but you will not even understand it. Let's say that person now is just, it's not even on any level of consciousness, it's just on the normal physical denseness of understanding, okay? No matter what, the person will not be able to feel the divinity because his level of understanding has not reached into even just level 1 consciousness. What differentiates the 3 levels of consciousness is the level of understanding you have of your own consciousness. Okay, consciousness is divine. Consciousness is something that even scientists are not even able to decipher. And I explained in my last video that consciousness is everything you can observe without you knowing. Okay, everything, everything, everything in all realms and in all dimensions. That's what your consciousness covers, and your consciousness is the one that is allowing you to see what you are seeing, because it's the one that is also the one that is bringing everything in one place for you to observe. Okay, so if you're not even on level 1 consciousness, you'll just be walking, and it's the physical denseness you'll be feeling, and that's only what you'll be like. That's only what you assign whatever divine this thing you feel to. Understand? But let's say your level of understanding increases. Sorry. Let's say your level of understanding increases and you enter level 1 consciousness. In that level, you understand that the divinity you feel is something. You'll be able to feel and perceive it, okay? But you will not be able to, I use the word overstand. You will not be able to fully grasp what that divinity is. You'll just be led by it. You'll just be as if you're in this kind of wide wilderness where you know that you're in this so and so wilderness. Well, you'll not be able to navigate. You just be led by the spirits, like they say. You'll just be led by the spirits, not knowing your left from your right and all. So that's just level 1 consciousness. That understanding that, okay, yeah, there's something divine and something, they always associate consciousness with divinity. But when somebody gets an interaction with the consciousness or any vision anybody sees, it's just because of the level of consciousness that person is. You understand? Like I said, consciousness is what allows you to see everything that you're supposed to see. But now it's the level of consciousness you are in. That's what will now differentiate what you are able to see. So if you're not on any level of consciousness, okay, yeah, you will not be able to see anything. But if you're in level 1, okay, you'll only be able to see level 1 the things only level 1 type of consciousness will allow you to see. Now you see some people are able to like see visions, some people are able to like have premonitions and all. So it's just the level of consciousness they are in. The level of consciousness they are in is high, okay, and now they're able to tap into that level, tap into it, and now the fruits is what comes out as what we see in this three-dimensional density. Okay, so like now, me, I would say I'm in level two consciousness, where I'm able to like grasp what consciousness is about and control it. Not like as in control it though, but I'm able to like, the understanding on it is high enough that I'm able to discern what happens in this three-dimensional density, at the same time what happens in the fifth or fourth dimensional density. I'm able to observe and be like interact and intercorrelate it with my own reality. So now it's like I don't even know the difference between dreams, fifth dimensional encounters, fourth dimensional encounters, and this three-dimensional reality. All of them is just tied together. Your consciousness will make, like your level of consciousness will make you be able to perceive this amount of information, because even the amount of information I'm even be able to perceive right now, okay, it's not even up to the amount of information my consciousness is perceiving, or my consciousness can perceive. But because my mind now is on level 2, okay, and I'm able to see what level 2 can encounter, okay, and that's just it. That's just it. There's more. There's more. Level 1 is that stage where, like, I've already explained it now. So this is what consciousness is about. This is what divinity is about. There are some people that are able to unlock level 3 consciousness, okay? Some people, and I don't want to like mention names, okay? But some people now, or let me just use the father, like the father of all. I don't want to just mention his name, I swear. I don't want to mention his name. But you can find him in the Bible, and he didn't die, okay? Remember that guy that did not die? It's not Methuselah, the other one. The one that like his books, they forbade his books and they not put his books in the Bible, like because of the level of consciousness he was in, the level of understanding he was able to grasp from the world we live in and the outside worlds, and he puts down some notes on what he perceived, the demons he perceived, he called it Nephilim, the Nephilim he was perceiving, you understand? So they were like, the people that was assembling the Bible that time, they were like, oh, this thing is too is not the same with what the Bible entails or what the Bible is trying to teach. Okay, so they removed these books. You can see. So let's say the Bible now, they put mysteries in it to be able to like, so it depends on your level of consciousness. That's when you're able to unlock it. So they removed that one totally because that's just level 3. That's level 3 consciousness, where it doesn't even concern, like it doesn't concern what the Bible, the message the Bible is trying to talk about. That was just his perception on level 3 consciousness. So divinity and consciousness. Consciousness is that people like associate divinity to it. People that understand associate divinity to it, but I don't even know what I will associate with consciousness. I just know that two of them are linked. Like what we feel as that divine energy in us is just our level of understanding on the level of consciousness we are in, whether we are aware of it or not. So whether you are aware of this information, this level of consciousness or not, the level of understanding you are on the consciousness scale determines what you will be able to perceive, the divine entities you'll be able to perceive. So this is all. This is it with divinity and consciousness. I hope I was able to bring some kind of mental spiritual information for you guys today to be able to grasp together. I'm going to, this is just the part 2 of the series, so next part I will talk about just level 1 consciousness, okay, then next part level 2, then next part level 3, like what they entail totally. So stay tuned, okay. I've been Beastly Words and I'm out. Thanks for watching to the end, okay.